I'm Leslie, and I'm on Royal Caribbean's Ultimate World Cruise. We are cruising the world over 9 months, and I'm documenting all of it right here on Point Your Soul North. So thank you for joining me, because today's a super special day. If you recall, I had a top 5 list of the places I was most excited to see when we left for this incredible journey on December 10th, 2023. And in my top 5 was Nha Trang in Vietnam. So guess where we are today? Yep, we are in Vietnam, our very first stop, Nha Trang, and I am over the moon excited. So will Vietnam deliver all that I hope it will? Let's go see. When we arrived into Nha Trang, we take a tender from the ship in the harbor over to land. So when we first arrive, we can see this beautiful gondola that goes over to Vin Pearl, a separate area here that looks super cool, and we want to check it out, but we also have a plan of other things we want to see. So we're going to leave the gondola to the end of the day and just hope we have enough time to scoot over there fast, 10-minute gondola ride, check out Vin Pearl before we have to get back on the tender to come back to the ship. So we take the tender over to land. We walk out of the terminal and we are mobbed, literally mobbed, like mobbed by taxi drivers. There was probably 30 of them, and it was just insane. So we just kind of elbowed our way through this droves of taxi drivers to get kind of just out of this area and out of this mayhem. The opportunist in me so appreciates taking advantage of all these people getting off the ship, but it's so intimidating and it's so not successful because everybody's just trying to avoid them. So anyway, we get further into town. We're in Nha Trang. This was on my top 5 list. Vietnam. This is the city. We're just walking through at the moment. Being hawked by cabs, like hawked, like all those horns are cabs. So anyway, we get further into town and we decide we're going to get a taxi there. We needed a taxi all along. It's just like there was no making a distinction between one and the next at the port. So we get into town, we hail a taxi from there. To take us to our first stop, which is the Nagar Tower. This important religious site was built in the 7th century, and these towers were constructed by the Cham kingdom, who ruled parts of the present-day Vietnam for 10 centuries. 4 of the original towers remain. We walk all through the temples, the towers. There's a separate building that tells you the history of the Champa people. Right in the center of the city, the history of this location, just really cool. We hail a second taxi, which is a golf cart. that takes us from the tower to Son Pagoda. This was a huge surprise. I wanted to see it. It was originally built in 1886, and it's a temple, and you have to walk up 152 stairs to get to the pagoda at the top. On the way up, there is one of the most stunning stone-carved resting Buddhas that was so beautiful. I took a moment there. I could still be standing there. It was just so beautiful, so quiet, so peaceful. And it was just really, really a special place. Well, way less people here than were at the towers. And then you continue to walk up the stairs. It was so hot. And I feel like we've gotten so much exercise being on this journey that I'm pretty capable of doing stairs, but that humidity and the steps just kicked me. So I had to rest at the top, but coming around the corner and seeing the Buddha that's on top of the hill. Was breathtaking and a moment I won't soon forget. Just beautiful. And the views of Nha Trang from up here are just breathtaking. This Buddha at the top of the hill is 24 meters tall. The pictures and video don't quite translate that. It just was huge looking up at it, and you can actually see it from several places on the street. It is so big. It's gorgeous. We walk back from here. Yep. We walk back from here down to the Promenade so we can see the water. I've seen so many pictures of the water in Vietnam. I wanted to see the beach and the water. And we're hungry, so as we're walking we start realizing that there's cool shops, there's cool buildings and things to see, but we're not seeing any restaurants. And so we're walking and walking and walking, and finally we just decide we're going to go into Starbucks. So Starbucks in Vietnam, that was what the food we ate. But shout out to Starbucks, because the banana bread and the grapefruit tea I had, Starbucks, you need to bring that to Arizona, because they were so good. I know we're in Vietnam, I know we're at Starbucks, but they were both so good. I'm still thinking about that banana bread and that grapefruit tea. So on our way back, remember, we want to take the gondola over to Vin Pearl, but the water's getting a little rough, and the tender system and taking these little tenders back to the cruise ship is always a precarious thing. And if the water gets too rough, they just shut the whole tender system down. So the line's starting to back up. We just decide we're going to get back on the ship. I take tons of pictures of Vin Pearl from our balcony of our cabin, which is another note to make sure you always book a balcony cabin on a cruise ship. We have seen more views from our balcony that I would have just been heartbroken if we'd missed. So we got the pictures of Vin Pearl from the balcony, and we said a sweet goodbye to Nha Trang. Did it fulfill everything I was hoping it would? No. I don't know what I was expecting from Vietnam, but it was a sweet little city, and we saw the beautiful tower, we saw the beautiful pagoda. We loved it, but it is definitely not in the top 5, just based on the things we have seen since we started on December 10th. For sure, there have been places that have knocked it off the list. The top 5 has like a top 15 in it now. Will Ho Chi Minh City deliver for Vietnam? We only have 2 stops in Vietnam, so Ho Chi Minh City needs to bring it. So next up, Ho Chi Minh City. Thank you, Vietnam, for that little taste of your greatness. If you liked the video today, be sure to give me a thumbs up. If you've been to Vietnam, I would love your comments. So put them in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe. And as always, thank you so much for being here, part of this incredible journey. And bye for now.